There is a great need for pro bono legal services around the world, and through the Lex Mundi Pro Bono Foundation and the support provided to social entrepreneurs, member firm lawyers, member firms are able to give back.
I think an important part of our culture is the idea that as a profession first and a business second, we have an obligation to give back to the community.
And the pro bono work is just the right way to do so.
Coming from a country like Brazil, pro bono is very important.
I just think it's a fundamental right that everyone has access to legal services, especially these entities who are doing good for the society and communities in which we live.
Our idea is that everybody needs to have access to legal services, regardless the economic situation.
We work towards respect. We aim to get respect in the community, and therefore pro bono is very much part of our business ethics.
I think that the Pro Bono Foundation is a fundamental piece of the entire Lex Mundi strategy.
It's not a bad thing to have an organization there reminding us from time to time that maybe we could do a little bit of good in the society that we live in. And maybe even the societies we don't live in where one of our colleagues has an office.
The idea is simple, really. We have this built-in, pre-existing network.
About 21,000 lawyers around the world, around 6,000 offices.
I think this is a perfect complement to the mission of Lex Mundi, which is to have firms work together on behalf of our clients.
And by using the strength of the firms and the power of Lex Mundi is able to reach a great number of people that otherwise might not be reached.
Because sometimes it's not always that easy to source these types of works and to know that they are actually benefiting and providing a big impact on the community.
It allows us to do things collectively that we wouldn't be able to do individually. I mean, some of our members are leaders, were leaders in pro bono work, but the Lex Mundi Pro Bono Foundation allows us to partner up together and achieve something that even the firms with the most developed pro bono capabilities, I think, wouldn't be able to achieve.
Lex Mundi had been looking for ways that our member firms could contribute back to the global community, and the advice that was given was to focus on one area. And the area that appeared to be most in line with what our member firms are doing is helping social entrepreneurs.
And it seemed like it was the perfect fit. Social entrepreneurship, what is that? It's an elastic term, but it really means often a small organization, an innovative organization that has a mission to change lives, to change society, to make the world a better place.
You can also view social entrepreneurship as a movement, as a field in itself, and then social entrepreneurs are the individuals, the men and women who espouse the entrepreneurial spirit and drive where they have a primary motive of achieving social good.
And these are organizations that are working in any number of sectors, from clean water to healthcare to education, economic opportunity, you name it, and the social entrepreneurs are working on trying to solve the challenges in those areas.
Somebody making a better water pump in Africa. Somebody that comes up with a new kind of wheelchair, believe it or not. Or a fellow that trains rats to find landmines. These are organizations that have a mission to change a particular or address a particular problem in the world.
Today, as we all know too well, the problems are complex and the solutions are complex.
We do see people pushing the envelope, and we see people bringing their whole self and their whole creativity to trying to solve these issues.
You're seeing more and more of this type of social entrepreneurship approach to development. More and more nonprofits taking an enterprise-based approach to what they do.
They have the on-the-ground insight. They see the problem. They are coming up with the solution. And what we want to do is provide the support to make sure that they succeed and have the greatest impact on the greatest number of lives and communities around the world.
Mothers to Mothers is a South African non-governmental organization that is focused on transforming the life of women, HIV-positive women, and ensuring that their children are born HIV-free. We are committed to seeing a world in which HIV is no longer an issue that is devastating families. For an organization like Mothers to Mothers, we're 15 years old, we operate in 7 sub-Saharan African countries, as well as offices in the United States and in the UK. An organization that is committed, driving 90% of its resources to the beneficiaries, to HIV-positive women, to their children and their families. We don't have the resources that many big organizations might have to have general counsel or to be able to retain law firms to be able to help us with legal issues. So for us, this relationship with Lex Mundi has not only been transformational and really life-saving for us as an organization, it's helped to be part of the impact and to make sure that our resources go to help our beneficiaries. And our relationship with Lex Mundi has allowed us to have top-notch legal support in the United States and here in South Africa.
Bowman's has been assisting Mothers to Mothers for more than 8 years now. It is very gratifying getting to know a client like that, to understand their business, to understand what they want to achieve. And for the lawyers involved, it also provides a sense of gratification to know that we can use our expertise to assist the poor and the needy in the society.
For us, it was neat to be a small part of making change far away in a place that very few of us will ever get an opportunity to go to, but in which we recognize, we all recognize there's a great need.
While I will probably always have an honorary chair at my senior management team for the general counsel that Lex Mundi helps connect us to, the fact that we don't have to have them there physically each and every day helps us make sure that our resources are really going towards our mission, which is making sure that HIV-positive women stay healthy and that their babies are born negative. And for that, I will say in my language as a Mexican, lo agradezco, muchísimas gracias, thank you, and in all the languages that we speak, just want to say thank you because you help make our work doable and possible every single day.
First Book is a global organization now that provides books and wonderful educational resources to children in need in more than 30 countries. At First Book, we have turned to Lex Mundi for critical legal advice and counsel over many, many years. In the governance category, Steptoe and Johnson came forward and really gave us guidance that was pivotal to the design of our organization and our success on our mission. At the global front, we've turned to Lex Mundi, and they have identified counsel in country that have been competent, have been gifted, have given us critical advice that has allowed us to serve kids, millions of kids, that we never would have reached without them.
Steptoe has done a fair number of things for First Book, and about 2 years ago I was asked if I could help them with a transaction where they were obtaining some loan capital in order to expand their technological infrastructure and their inventory of books to promote their mission, to expand their outreach. And that's what I do every day. I represent lenders and borrowers and investors in those kinds of transactions. So it was really easy for me to say yes, and I went to look at at First Book's mission, and it was really easy to get behind that mission to promote literacy, especially among younger children who may not have access to the kind of resources that we grow up with, and our children grow up with. When you're lawyers in private practice, there's really very little your children want for. And so I enthusiastically said yes.
You know, as a lawyer, I know how demanding your job can be. I know how in time and labor intensive your regular workday can seem. But I want to speak to the lawyers who have stepped up for Lex Mundi and tell you, you've made an extraordinary contribution. You've changed the world. You've changed my organization. Kids' lives are different, and educational settings are inspired because of First Book and because of you. And you may not meet those children, but they're out there and they're thriving because you stepped up.
To me, it's amazing what the foundation has accomplished in the last 10 years.
You can see the great success you have had in bringing fantastic projects to the firms within the network.
We have seen the importance of working with the Lex Mundi Pro Bono Foundation. It allows us to reach very important projects, non-profit projects. Nicaragua is a country in need. There's a lot to be done. There are many social areas that need to be worked on, education, the rights of women and children.
It's always just very inspirational to see what our member firms are doing to help people around the world.
The potential for the kind of work that you do is almost unlimited.
We have a model that works. We have a model that's creating impact around the world. And together we can do so much. These problems persist. The social challenges around the world are complex. And we are in a really unique and powerful position to be part of the solution.
And where the challenges are legally to come up with solutions that are sustainable, this is, I think, the direction the world is moving. And the more we can have support from groups like Lex Mundi, I say the better.
So thank you, Lex Mundi, and happy anniversary.
Congratulations, keep doing this fantastic work, and the world needs the Lex Mundis of this world, so thank you.
We just want to thank you for the opportunity to be a partner with you in the foundation, as well as the Lex Mundi, in all these type of projects.
Happy 10th anniversary.
Thank you and congratulations for the 10 years anniversary.
Congratulations! 10 years of Lex Mundi Foundation, that's fantastic.
So while I'm so proud of the last 10 years, I'm also so excited to look ahead to the next 10 years. I think there's so much more we can do. There's so much more work that needs to be done, and we are in a great position to exponentially double, quadruple the impact we've had so far.